guys, I am back. One sec. Okay, we are starting. And look right here. He really hoped that Marcia wasn't reading his mind then. Think about cows, think about cows, think about delicious fat cows. Marcia pivoted his head slowly to glare down at Kestrel, lifted one long claw and pointed at Glor. "What is that?" he said, his voice loaded with enough venom to kill 20 dragons in mid-flight. Starflight took a step back, and Clay saw Glory. She was sitting on her haunches with her long tail curled over her talons. Sorry. Trails of violet and gold chased each other through her scales. Only the shades of flame around her feathery scales. Only the shades of flame around her feathery ears hinted that she was upset. She started to calmly back at Marcia. There was an accident, Kestrel said. We lost the Skywing egg, so we had to get another somewhere. From the Rain Wings? Marcia interrupted carefully. It was his idea, Kestrel snarled, whipping her tail toward Webs. He brought her egg here. At least we have 5 dragonets, said Webs. That's what matters. Marcia peered down his long black snout at Glory. His eyes shifted to Sunny, who let a tiny squeak and sank a little lower toward the ground, more like 4.5. He grunted. Are you supposed to be the Sandwing? Don't you eat? What's wrong with you? There was a long, horrible pause while Sunny tried to squeak out an answer. She does, Sanai blurted. She eats fine, as much as anyone. It's not her fault she's small, Starflight chimed in. To Clay's surprise. She's a good fighter, Clay said. And so is Glory. Stop talking now, Marcia said, and silence dropped over them. Her sharp, menacing gaze landed on Clay. Think about cows, think about cows, think about cows. The tall Nightwing turned to the 3 guardians. Something has gone very wrong here. Yes, Stormy burst in again. It has. And I can tell you what. We're treated like prisoners! We never been outside these caves. Not once. All we know about is this world. We're supposed to save it. to save is what we've learned in scrolls. We're supposed to be the most important dragonets in the world, but those three treat us like blind salamanders. Clay couldn't believe it. What, wasn't she scared of Marosier too? Snowy, hold your tongue, Dune snapped. I will not, she cried. Please get us out of here, she said to Marosier. Take us with you. Please don't, Clay thought. Think about cows, think about cows. Was that he'd seen the Nightwing. He'd rather stay trapped here. Ungrateful lizard, Kestrel growled. Without warning, Marosier lunged at Tsunami. His teeth flashed like bright white lightning darted toward her neck. Roy felt like the night sky was falling on you, Clay thought, and then discovered he was moving too. He flung himself at the Nightwing's huge, rigid back before he could stop to think about what he was doing. His claws sank into the gaps between the shifting black scales, grabbing for a hold. Still thrashed as he tried to balance. Below him he saw Tsunami rolling away and spinning to fight back. Her blue talons slashed at Marcier's nose and underbelly. Clay tried frantically to remember his battle train. He flattened himself along the big dragon's back, snaked his neck forward, and bit down as hard as he could. Ow! His jaw exploded with pain, and he reared back. In the black scales, it was impossible to find a weak spot. Marcier jumped away from Tsunami and shook his whole body violently. He lost his grip and went flying through the air. He landed with a jarring thud, sliding halfway into the river. As he staggered to his feet, he saw Tsunami and Marcier fading each other in the positions. Marcier made a grinding noise deep in his throat. He stepped back and swung his tail around into view. Changing to Marosier's tail, the teeth finally firmly planted in the vulnerable spot near the end with Sunny Clay wished. He remembered about that spot which every dragon had, no matter which tribe they were from. Ha! Marcy rumbled. That's a surprise. He peered Sunny loose with his front talons, as if she were just a tiny blood-sucking insect. That one will do, Marcy said, pointing at Tsunami. None of the big dragons had moved at all as he attacked their chargers. Neither had Glory, neither had Starflight. Clay staggered up behind his Nightwing friend, who was doing an excellent imitation of a stalagmite. Starflight lowered his head and avoided Clay's eyes. That one will do, Marosier nodded at Clay. Kestrel snorted. The Nightwing approved of him. Clay was very confused. It wasn't as if Clay's attack had done any good. Even when Clay was defending his friend, apparently he couldn't get angry enough to drag out his inner monster. Couldn't Monster hear everyone think about how Clay was going to let them all down? This one, Monsieur studied, from her harmless tail to her weirdly golden scales and the musgreen eyes. We'll have to see. I followed the prophecy, Dune insisted. She wasn't in a clutch of eggs. I found her alone, buried out in the desert, like the prophecy said. Let's see how much pages we have until the next chapter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can finish it? Let's see. The Guardians never talked about where they got the dragonette's eggs. Sunny stared at Dune hopefully, but he fell silent under Marlseer's dark eyes. As for you, Marlseer said to Starflight, I assume you used your Nightwing powers to figure out that I wasn't gonna harm the Seawing. Perhaps you had a vision of my visit today. No doubt you already know that I'm gonna take you to the next cabin for a private conversation. Clay shuddered. A private conversation? If Marlseer sounded about as much fun as having his ears roasted. He did not envy Starflight as the two Nightwings slithered toward the study room. Marlseer paused in the archway and looked back at the Guardians. We'll talk about her later. He didn't look at Glory, but everyone else did. She flicked her ears and lifted her chin a little higher as Marlseer's footsteps faded away down the tunnel. What does that mean, Clay worried? What was there to talk about? Stupid Seawing, Kestrel shot across the cave and stuck Tsunami's snout, complaining to the first strange dragon you'll see. Trying to make us look bad, whining about your life. After all, we've given up for you. If you hate this too, why don't you let us go? Tsunami shot back. This is for your safety. Bubs interjected. Sorry, I'm just a bit tired. His voice was gentler than Kestrel's, but Clay could tell. He was angry, angry, angry from this way his long blue-green tail lashed on the floor. That's what all of this is for. Okay, we're gonna stop right here. See you later, guys. Johnny out. Peace!